All right, Jacqueline, thank you. How safe are banks and where are interest rates heading? We get the latest from the president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond, which covers North Carolina. Federal Reserve spokesman Tom Barkin is in the Triad today to talk about the economy. He sat down with WXI 12 News. Bill O'Neill joins us in Greensboro with the story.
The recent bank failures sent a shockwave through the country, taking the Federal Reserve's eye off the job of battling inflation. Today, a spokesman for the Fed said there's encouraging news on the banking front, but that inflation remains a problem and interest rates remain uncertain.
But it's just too early to know whether this is one of those cases where that happens or not.
Do you give some kind of an indication today as to the future of interest rates?
We're on the backside of inflation, which is great, but it's still unclear how much will be done naturally, tightening credit conditions.
Thomas Barkin, president of the Federal Reserve Bank at Richmond, says the good news is that unemployment remains low, but not inflation.
One thing that's very clear is that, and we've relearned it in the last 2 years, is that everybody hates inflation. They find inflation unfair. You get a wage increase and you end up giving it away at the gas pump.
Do you feel, though, that people are comfortable with the banks right now?
I take a lot of signal from deposit flows. And like I said, in week one, you had a number of people looking at their bank accounts, largely big businesses, not small businesses, not individuals who don't have more than 250,000, but people who had more than 250,000. You had people looking closely at that. I think as them stabilized, what I'm hearing now is that episode's behind us, hopefully for good.
The Washington Post editorial board criticized the Federal Reserve for its role in the recent bank failures. Quote, Congress and the American public should not be misled. This wasn't just a textbook case of mismanagement. The watchdogs also failed, especially the Federal Reserve. Regulators gave the Silicon Valley Bank a failing grade in 2021, issuing 6 citations against the bank. They said that you deserve some of the blame for what had happened. Do you think that's fair?
Well, as you would hope we would do, we're doing a full deep dive into this. Vice Chair Barr is leading it. And certainly if there are things that we can learn from or do better, we'll put those on the table very clearly and do them.
Mr. Barkin says that inflation remains higher than it should and will likely stick around a while and may even force interest rates to go higher. Bad news for all, but especially the housing industry. In Greensboro, I'm Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.